Good morning and
Good
welcome
morning.
to the Magnusson Matchup Series. I'm Heather Zeisis, Director of Marketing at the Magnusson Group. Today, I'm very pleased to introduce our viewers and our listeners to Lynn Magnusson, Fine and Decorative Art Appraisal Consultant of the Magnusson Group, and also Hillary Kaplan and Miriam Verga, Principal Designers at Mimi and Hill. Their website mentions that they are style diviners and family soothsayers. I can't wait to hear more. Both firms are located in the heart of New Jersey. And what we would like our customers and clients to know is specifically about how a personal property consulting firm and an interior design firm can work together. Hello, Lynn, and hello, Hillary and Miriam. Thank you for joining us and being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so pleased to have you. Art and design has changed over my personal lifetime and continues to evolve in the 21st century. Lynn, why don't you start off and let me ask you what's new in your arena?
Good morning. Thank you for hosting, Heather, and thank you for joining us, Miriam and Hillary. I think it's really a great opportunity for our viewers to meet you. So the market for American antiques that so proudly adorned living and dining rooms in the past has indeed faded. Mass-produced brown furniture, that overstuffed upholstery, Tommy Bahama and chintz dishes, nice landscape paintings even, all these purchases by homeowners in the late 20th century, all of this is currently flooding the market as baby boomers are downsizing. So that's all in the 20th century. And then as we approach the 21st century, mid-century modern becomes all the rage, and all that leather, glass, chrome, Danish modern, teakwood furniture. So what's new is that we're seeing a combination of these things coming together. At least that's in my view. What's new is that new online buying habits have emerged. Online shopping, social media, game changers. This includes not only the new retail marketplace, but the pre-owned, the secondary marketplaces. And this secondary marketplace is very much the Magnusson wheelhouse. Venue options for selling have proliferated, and most people have difficulty negotiating the truth and transparency minefields of those venues. So it's much harder. I mean, it's too much information. TMI. And much of that information is inaccurate, fraudulent, inappropriate to a project, a location, a client, or an item itself. So I'll tell you a quick story about how that sums up is, my husband and I were shopping for patio furniture a few years ago online. And after several hours of going through every website and going crazy and measuring and whatnot, my very smart husband found a great deal on Amazon. Now, he shows me the picture of this patio set, and it looks like toy furniture, but okay, he says it's a great deal. He places the order and of course receives nothing. So the company he purchased from through Amazon had changed its name and then became inaccessible. So trying to get a chargeback was harder than choosing the furniture. And vetting sellers became a big thing, as I'm sure you in the design world are very familiar with. Reading seller reviews filled with fake posts. All of this is TMI. So our business changed because clients and customers ended up reaching out to us, vetting for them, telling them what to do, what to buy, what to sell. And we've morphed into more of the advisory arena.
Certainly was enlightening in regards, especially I like the tiny story, the tiny furniture story. It's really funny. And of course, I'm imagining like dollhouse pieces and disappearing into the ether. Mm-hmm. On that note, Miriam and Hillary, what's new in your arena?
It's funny. I think we've seen people return back to full service design where there was more of thought process of trying to do it on their own for a while. And then I think enough people have had stories like Lynn's happen to them that now they see the benefit of having professionals who have established relationships in the field that can really service their clients step in and become part of the process of building what their life looks like. And to us, we were talking about this yesterday, a beautifully designed home on the inside is the ultimate in a luxury experience because it works for you. So every day when you wake up, your coffee's where you want it to be, your cups are where you need them to be. And then it's easy to hide it away and close it up and not make a mess. And when your home just works for you in a really intuitive way, I think that's the ultimate in a luxury experience. And I think people are looking for that again, understanding that maybe as they're allocating their dollars, that how they live in their home has to be high on their list of experiences they give themselves. Maybe more important than the brand car they drive is how their house functions for them.
I think that's very insightful. And just speaking from personal experience, I know how much I value my morning cups of coffee. So I definitely can appreciate knowing exactly where it is and how to get there and the facility upon which I can do that. So I understand that 100%.
And to walk into a home that just speaks to your inner dialogue, whatever that looks like. When we talk about being soothsayers, I think what we're trying to get at is our ability to sort of read you psychologically and understand what speaks to you, what is going to be a beautiful experience for you. Is it texture? Is it color? Is it finishes? What makes your home feel like the kind of home you've been dreaming of? Because we want to give that to our clients. And truthfully, everyone reacts to spaces so differently.
Yeah, I was going to say they're all different. Everybody's needs are different. So that is where we are the soothsayers of like really reading our clients and knowing maybe a little bit better than them what their needs are.
And we've also come at it from a very practical mom life kind of place of understanding what room's going to work for you long term and what rooms are going to be more transitional, and how to really create moments of intimacy in your home where you can really connect with the people you want to connect with.
What resonates for me is sort of, channeling the mom vibe and what, I think all of our inner moms would do, and then what we would like to see and execute. And I think that makes a lot of sense, especially when it comes to the effortlessness of the space. So if you walk in and you see all of your favorite items or effects there, then you've succeeded. And I think that's the magic of the mom, right? Just knowing intuitively what we all need. And as you said, Hillary, it's different for each person. So I think it's important to pick up on those cues and then try to allocate accordingly.
I concur.
And so that brings us to kind of a weighty topic next, which is COVID, because that really, kind of upset everything and really changed so much. Lynn, I'll start with you. How did that affect the Magnusson Group and your business?
Well, those early COVID shutdowns nearly cost us our business. Everyone not named Magnusson was furloughed, so everyone on our team. So there were probably 10 people that were without a job for a while. So my daughter Lauren and my partner Drew and I had to help all these clients that we already had under contract with to help empty their homes with either estate sales or auction consignments or appraisals for estate tax, whatever it was. We needed to get in homes, and time pressure was huge. It was really stressful. We had hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of property that we needed to sell quickly for our client, whether it was art, furnishings, decor, jewelry. We didn't have access to the venues. We couldn't get into Sotheby's without, jumping through hoops of fires. And these clients had closing dates looming, so their pressures became our pressures. We didn't have access to their homes. Customers were afraid to come out of their homes. It was devastating. By the fall of 2020, we were selling on our own website, conducting appointment-only sales at clients' homes and in our gallery there. We developed our own auction methodology, and all appraisals and advice went into virtual mode.
Moving forward over to Mimi and Hillary, how did COVID affect your business?
Well, very unique story because Hillary got COVID. Basically ground zero. We were in Manhattan. We were in the city the week before at
an art show,
and a play, living our best Manhattan lives. And she got COVID and got it really bad and was sick for a year. So everything changed for us. I had to run the business myself, and we are very lucky. A lot of our employees are hourly and don't rely on, at that point, weren't relying on their income as their sole income. So they were very patient with the process, and they also just wanted to hide in their houses and not work. And we moved as much as we could online. We moved our store that had a physical presence online to a shop. We started doing a lot more Zoom calls, and now Zoom is a huge part of our business. We conduct a lot of our appointments by Zoom. We see houses the first time by Zoom. We vet project.
I feel like I want to say though, the people who came to us during that immediate time was our old clients who worked with us for years, and they'd be like, now I'm sitting in my house and I want to redo this room. I know, like, and we were lucky and where we felt some of the clients were like, okay, let's stop. And our old clients were like, okay, I'm ready to move. I know you guys, I know how you work. So they kind of came in at first.
That's right.
And then the rest of the world called us after.
We're level up kind of people. You know, we are never settle. We never say we can't do that. We're always like, yes. And then we figure it out. So that's our personality type. So we've hired some really high level designers from Manhattan. We've lured them away from their commute, and they're happy to be in New Jersey. And we've really sort of increased the presence of our team, increased the skill set of our team. We've become very focused on builds, on kitchens, bathrooms. There's a lot of request for that, of helping people with renovations or picking finishes in new homes. So we're doing a lot more construction than we used to, which is a different skill set. It's been interesting to expand into that. It wasn't our original wheelhouse. It is now.
What a journey. And it sounds like Herculean efforts were made to maintain keeping the doors open on both sides here. However, kudos to everyone here, because that is not an easy thing to do. You know, so many layers with just the psychological aspect and the emotional aspect of having to deal with that and wanting to protect and also wanting to preserve. I can only imagine what was going through everyone's mind here. And you make some really salient points about the fact that COVID did sort of coax out this online presence in new ways. I know that within Magnusson, we really had an amazing opportunity to develop auctions online. And that's been incredibly successful for us and a great new avenue for us to explore. And I know that in terms of Zoom, we also are employing it to do virtual appraisals as well. And Lynn can speak more to that. But, again, I don't think anybody sort of envisioned that. And then here we are sort of living this very 21st century, kind of new age mode where everything is virtual or digital. Right down to the fact that, all of us speaking right now are in different locations. To switch gears just a little bit, Lynn, I'd like to ask you, how do you think appraisers and interior designers work together?
How we work together. So I think the most important thing that the designer's clients need to know is that at the end of their experience, they probably need to end with an inventory and then potentially an appraisal for insurance scheduling purposes. In other words, they're spending an awful lot of, time, effort, and money on beautiful things that they hope will last a long time. But like everything in your home, everything of value could go up in smoke one day. Frozen pipes burst, destroys your favorite paintings. Our clients, maybe you're one of the clients that I've had who has moved to North Carolina or Florida recently, and the stuff never shows up. And if you don't have proper records of those things, you're going to suffer the amortization schedule that your underwriter is going to apply to your goods. So they are going to be far less than you expect. So making sure that you have the proper insurance scheduling, including for things like all of your investment grade things or your special thing, your unusual things like wine, spirits. And I can tell you all kinds of fun stories about those things, and handbags, even safety deposit boxes and safe contents. I have a member of our team had, remember Hurricane Katrina or the World Trade Center. He had the safety deposit boxes in those banks were destroyed. They were demolished. So even if you thought that it was so safe, it wasn't. So an appraisal member of our team was responsible for all of that forensic triage, which you can't even imagine what that was like. So essentially what I want to say is your valuables are at risk all the time. So it's very sad to work with people who have experienced losses and have no backup data. So what I rely on from the designers and the decorators is really accurate records of what they've purchased, things that include all the characteristics of value, like the mediums, the manufacturers, the sizes. All of those things are very helpful and make the appraisal process, a dream. So I rely upon that good data from them, and I assume it's good data. The other way that designers often shop with us as well, just sourcing items of importance that are more like the investment grade stuff or the better stuff to source through us and say, Lynn, do you have anything in your pipeline that's going to meet my client's needs? I have a client who is decorating in a hunt room, and that's very much a thing in our area, where they want pictures of horses and dogs and things. So we source them for the interior designers. So the secondary marketplace is a really very entertaining source of home goods and decor.
We've actually seen quite a resurgence of interest in antiques and secondary market sources, especially while the supply chain issue is such a relevant issue for design right now. If we want pieces of furniture in homes faster, we're going to our secondary sources, and then we're refinishing or we're reupholstering, or we can just get our client's product so much faster using those items. So there is, I think, this sort of re-interest in vintage and antiques that we're thrilled with, that we're seeing across the board.
After listening to both of you, one of the sort of happy medium spots is something that we've learned about called Grand Millennial style. And so that's this interesting mix up and mashup of old and new, wallpaper with some very contemporary pieces added in. It just creates this slightly nostalgic yet slightly contemporary, feeling where I've noticed a lot of millennials are attracted to and are looking at and sourcing. But then again, everyone has a different style preference.
I'm excited because we certainly bring a lot of that stuff to market now, and I'm happy to get it out of the single digit price range for our clients. So that's a good thing.
I think that's fantastic. To sort of wrap up our wonderful conversation, I did want to ask Miriam and Hillary, is there anything that you would like our Magnusson customers and clients to know about you? I know that you've spoken quite a bit about what you do, and just curious if there are certain attributes that sets you apart and make you different from other design firms out there right now.
We're one of the biggest design firms in New Jersey. So I think what you get with that is a level of sophistication with your design, and also real follow through. There's always someone accessible. It's a big team. You get to know a lot of us. You have one sort of concierge that's assigned to you that works directly with the client, who really becomes that person they can call anytime, and they never feel like they're bothering the principals. It's always made clear that this person is employed to be their personal concierge and to really make the design experience fun, because it should be. You're spending money in a way way that should be joyful and full of promise and hope and you know, not stress. So we try to make that as much a part of the process for our clients. I think some people hesitate at a bigger firm. But with a bigger firm, you have more and more experience and more eyes looking at a project. It's very collaborative here.
We're very collaborative. So that is one of the things you get. It's not just one person doing everything. It's a lot of people doing a lot of things for you. So,
and doing the thing that they're best at.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a very inviting attribute. So I like that a lot. And Lynn, what would you like Mimi and Hill's customers and clients to know about Magnusson? What sets you apart and makes you different?
I want to just say ditto. I mean, you operate in very much the same way we do. We have similarly sized firms. We have one of the larger firms in New Jersey to provide such opportunities for clients to buy and sell and seek advice on their purchases. And we actually really think alike. So, I would want to say if that concierge, that white glove experience, that broad team base, our team has such a wide variety of connoisseurship skills and graduates from Sotheby's Institute and Christie's Educational and Heather's worked for, Phillips Auction House. Lauren's worked for Verga Auction House. So we have so many great, interesting people to collaborate with when we get a project. We're like you, we say yes, because we'll figure it out. So we're just like them.
That's wonderful. I love the synergies that are happening here. So on that note, thank you, all of you, for taking time today and coming to join us. And to our listeners and viewers, we hope you found this conversation both interesting and helpful. We're very grateful for the opportunity to connect with Hillary and Miriam today. And we look forward to sharing this interview with our clients and customers online and also through our social media channels like Facebook and YouTube. And we'll be making this video available on our website fairly soon. So we will definitely send you the final cut so that you can share it as well with your networks. And as this season continues to roll out, we will be hosting a variety of in-person and virtual events, estate sales and auctions. So please do stay tuned, and thank you all for watching.